by now, everyone knows. Everyone knows the assassination of Irina. Everyone has seen it on Twitter. At least that's how I wanted to start the video. Before I remembered that's not quite correct. The correct statement would be that almost everyone has forgot. And there are two reasons for this. Number one, it's been more than a month. And on the internet, that's pretty much the attention span and the level of outrage that people have. Which is understandable. You know, it's not a criticism. I guess it's human nature because it happens constantly. Like, no event lasts for more than a month on the internet. But the second thing is that the Charlie Kirk assassination happened a couple of days later. And so, because Charlie Kirk was a public figure, people have moved on from this and they talked about Charlie Kirk. So, like, this went into the background. And so, the question is, if so many people forgot and stopped talking about it, why is it that the E-Commissioner, Jesus, like, what a fucked up name, right? The E-Safety Commissioner has decided to ban this, right? Like, they're threatening Elon Musk with almost $1 million fine per day per each offending post. And so now Elon Musk has to take it down to comply with Australia. And so, again, like, why now? Like, the video was playing up until now. Everyone knows it. And, of course, the answer is to show that they can do it. It's to normalize the concept, to see how the public reacts, and to call it a huge success in censorship. And just so you can understand how fucked up this is, right? These people genuinely are using fiction to justify the censorship of reality. Like, I'm not kidding. They're looking at this video, and they're saying that it's got an R18 plus and X18 plus rating. The e-safety spokesperson said. So basically, this is a real event, right? Like, someone got brutally stabbed in a subway, and they're treating it like it's a movie, and they're saying, well, okay, this is an R18 plus movie, so it's not fit for public distribution. All the chuckleheads, all the assholes, I don't even know how to call them, okay? But, like, they're a objective detriment to our quality of life that are conscientiously mistaken fiction for fact. You are empowering these people. Like, you are giving them the justification to do this. Whenever you look at, whatever the fuck, a video game, an anime, a cartoon, whatever it is, and you're comparing it with reality, you are creating the system. Which, you know, like, if you genuinely think that your life is going to benefit from the system, good luck to you. But from what I am seeing, the government is becoming God. I'm not even making it up, right? Like, I'm not using a hyperbole or anything like that, right? Like, your prime minister, he is Jesus Christ now. Why am I saying this? Like, am I going and saying, well, let's analyze it for a little bit. Throughout history, right? Like, throughout the last thousands of years of human existence, which entity was able to know where you are at every given moment, who you talk to, what your private likes are, what your dislikes are, what your shopping is like, where you travel, who's your circle of friends, what are your opinions? Who managed to know, like, all of this in real time? The answer is God, right? Like, only God would be able to know where a person is at every single second of their life. Well, now there's a new God in town. It's called the government. And with AI and with the monitoring of every single aspect of the internet, it can also know what a person does at every single second. You know, the reason you don't really get bloody revolts in China anymore, the reason, like, people don't just rise up and there's blood on the streets like there used to be, the reason is that, well, the Chinese have the same system that they had it for a couple of years, where there is a strict monitoring of online activity. And so, like, if there's a protest, if there's a riot, the police just arrests those people in the middle of the night. The banks stop giving them money. The public transport shuts down for those people. They can lock down sectors of their country extremely efficiently, right? And now that Western governments are doing, people are, like, constantly pushing this idea that, yes, fiction and real life are literally one and the same. And we have to police fiction, and we have to bureaucratize and make sure that every work of art is politicized, and every single work of art is having the same standards applied. Like, you can't write about this, you can't do that. You know, like, apparently, what was the last scandal? Adult games on Steam, right? Like, no incest, no rape, no blah, blah, blah. And then the government does the same shit with reality. Like, they find the footage that's real, and it's happening, and it's treating it like it's fiction, and it's saying, oh, yeah, well, this is R18+, And so we can't show it. This is insane. And by the way, just so you can notice what's going on, right? You have over 17 countries in the same year passing for robust age verification. In other words, dox yourself to companies that you don't even know of. You go on Discord, you have to show ID now, and that information goes to a third company that I have no idea who they are. And I don't know. Apparently they got doxed, right? And like some people's data went on. Apparently identity theft is not a problem anymore. And then you also have the digital ID thing. It's over a dozen countries are now doing the digital ID shit. So like, if you post something naughty on social media, you can lose your healthcare. Theoretically. I mean, there's nothing stopping it, right? Like, there's no legislation in place which says that at no point is the government allowed to do this, right? Like, countries don't have this level of constitution like the US where it says, okay, we got a digital ID, but the government is not allowed to debank you. The government is not allowed to flag and make sure that your digital ID doesn't work. And so, like, when I see people, especially on the British right, like, I've seen Sargon of Akkad, academic agent trying to normalize what's happening in Australia. Like, Sargon of Akkad tweeted that he actually supports the Australian law, which basically says that no person under the age of 16 should use the internet. And if you look at them, you know, they're very satisfied with this. They're claiming that they're working with a lot of child protection agencies, which is great, you know. But you know who they're not working with? Internet privacy groups. Not a single internet privacy group is on their team. They're not interested in that. And so basically, like, everyone that needs to use the internet, every single person online has to dox themselves and tie themselves to the digital ID system. And then all of the corporations, right, like all the private entities like Twitter, has to delete what the government asks. And then you realize, well, when it's about protecting the children, you are the child. Like you, the government considers you the child, and the government is the God that you need to worship. And again, you know, I'm not disavowing Sargon. I'm not disavowing academic aging here. Like, I at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what they think. It's just that I'm puzzled. I generally, like, I'm struggling to understand. Why would anyone say this? Like, they know the Australian government behaved the way it did during COVID. They know that it's run by a leftist, by leftist politicians, which are in an international clique. So, like, why would you support them to give more power? Why would you even trust them with your child? Like, have you seen the Australian politicians? Like, would you actually allow your kid to stay with them for a single day? I wouldn't, right? But, like, the idea that these people are going to keep children safe is mind-baffling. And by the way, speaking of, Asmongold had an amazing take about this, about child safety. Because, like, when you make a push against it, when you go online and you say, like, this is retarded, what people will usually say is, well, you just don't want kids to be safe, right? Like, that's their pushback. You just want children to be in danger, or you want teenagers to see tits, whatever the fuck it is. And Asmongold, like, said it very, very interestingly. If you want to lose weight, and you go to a doctor, and it says, yeah, sure, we'll amputate your legs, you're going to lose weight. Like, no, seriously, like, it would be a major weight loss if a doctor cuts off your legs, right? But there is a trade-off. And I just want you to understand how retarded these people are. It's like going to the doctor and saying, okay, I don't want to cut off my legs. No, absolutely not. And then the doctor says, so you want to be fat, huh? You fat fuck, huh? You like being fat? You want to be a burden on the public healthcare system? Blah, blah, blah. This is the level of discourse we're at, okay? Like, these people are mental. And unfortunately, these people are going to get what's coming to them. But unfortunately, we're going to get it too, right? Internet anonymity is going to be dead. Protesting is going to be extremely difficult. The level of conversation is at maximum retard level, where people are arguing over cartoons and shit while censorship is running amok. And this type of censorship doesn't even come from the private sector anymore. It's going to come from the governments themselves. And I gotta say, you know, it's going to be insanely difficult to get rid of these governments. I mean, in the European Union, again, for child safety, they want to make sure that every single private message is monitored. That's fucking insane. So, like, basically, they will be able to know if a politician has a mistress. They will be able to know if a politician is corrupt. And I'll tell you, they're not going to use that in order to call the authorities on those politicians. No, they're going to use it to blackmail them. So, like, when you have, like, a right-wing politician eventually managing to win, and they're going to finally win an election, you're going to have the AAA agencies, showing him the receipts, and it's going to be, oh, isn't this a nasty public scandal? Don't you want it to go away? We can make it go away. Just do this and this and this for us. I lived through communism. I know how this works. But like for some reason, Westerners they look at the grift and they just don't see it for what it is. Anyway, right. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.